Hey, okay. Fuck, I should always write a script. Hey, so it's new toy day, and I'm gonna show off some of my new toys that I got today. Um, this video is dedicated to Joe, who I work with, who wanted to see how my toys work. Um, so I got a few things today. I got a new Shure SM57 microphone. I got some awesome patch cables, but they're not quite patch cables, which you'll see in a second. And I have a new Earthquaker delay and reverb pedal. So let's check them out. All right, guys. So first up, let's take a look at our new microphone. So I don't know if you're familiar with me. All one of my subscribers so far, you will know that that's a joke actually. When you create a channel on YouTube, you automatically become a subscriber. So that's me. But in the future, if you watch past videos, you may have seen my old microphone setup, which had a condenser along with a dynamic microphone. So this is my this little fucking baggie. This is my condenser mic. I'm sorry, this is my condenser. This is my very cheap off of Amazon newer microphone, and it actually does a decent job. It's not a bad microphone for the price. So in every recording situation, you're going to need, in most recording situations, you're going to need a dynamic and a condenser mic. But today, I just want to talk about the dynamic mics because I'm going to be focusing on recording instruments. My old microphone was the Pyle, if you can see there, the Pyle PDM mic 78, PD mic 78, whatever you call it. And I'd been using this for a while. And I paid $40 for it at the music shop down the street. Serves me right for, supporting local businesses. You can get them on Amazon for like 10-20 bucks. Who knew? I paid 40 for this thing. And so this is a cheap Chinese straight up ripoff of the Shure SM57, which is the industry standard microphone for miking up pretty much anything. It could do vocals, it can do instruments. It's really well suited to miking up guitar amplifiers, just like in this situation right here. So as you can see, I've got two of them. I'm going to unbox my new Earthquaker Avalanche Run digital delay reverb, and I'm going to run it through my Fender Champion 100 here. And we're going to see how each mic sounds. So kind of killing two birds with one stone. I'm going to demo the Avalanche Run. Oh, so by the way, the Shure SM57, I got the SM57 LC on Amazon. And so that comes with this, which I assume is to wrap up your cable. It's a piece of Velcro. So I assume it's to wrap up a cable with, to tie up your cable. Comes with this. Comes with a sticker. I have so many stickers now from gear I bought. I could wallpaper my fucking apartment. And it comes with this, which I'm so happy for because I don't have to keep the box, even though I will keep the box just in case. It comes with a bag to carry your Shure microphone in. So this is the Shure SM57 LC. What does LC mean, and what's the difference between LC and non-LC versions? It's real simple. The SM57 LC means less cable, meaning you do not get a cable along with this microphone. Alright guys, so as part of New Gear Day, I have another new piece of gear, I guess. It's more of an accessory than a new piece of gear. Let's check it out. So what's in the box? We have got ourselves 1/4-inch connectors. We have a set of 5 of these guys. So if you're familiar with, if you have a lot of pedals, right, on your pedal board, like I do, and that's not even all my pedals. So if you have a lot of pedals on your pedal board, like me, like you see over here, you know the pains of having long cable runs and the pains of having your sound basically get diluted with the more and more cable that you use. So that's why I like to use this style of cable connector to attach my pedals with. I had bought ones similar to these before, except the ones I had gotten before were straight. They didn't have an angle to them. And the problem with those were they worked great with pedals of the same brand, but if you tried to pair up 2 pedals that weren't of the same brand, they wouldn't fit exactly right, or they wouldn't fit at all. And so you needed an actual bendable cable to fit them in here. So with something like this, I can put a TS-808 right next to a Boss pedal, right next to an Electro-Harmonix pedal, and it could fit. And there's no cable in between here. There's no cabling in between here. It's just, you know, tip, ring, sleeve. So let's see how it actually works. Let's see here. All right. So over here, I have this shitty brand of this shitty, patch cable, right? And it's all bent to the side and stuff. Same over here. So here's a great example of where something like this would come in handy. I have got a TS-808 next to an Electro-Harmonix Soul Food. And so the input on this guy is higher. The input on the Tube Screamer is higher than the input on the Soul Food. So if I can connect this here, then this should be low enough to get into there. And so I can start replacing these cheap 1-inch patch cables with these basically, 1/4-inch patch guy. I don't know how long this is, to be honest with you. Okay, so I put on the 1/4-inch connectors, the 1/4-inch angled connectors. Actually, it looks like I've used all of them from my box. So it doesn't feel that way. I have to tell you, I built this pedal board myself out of wood and screws, and so that's why it looks so janky. No, I literally sawed the wood. I bought some wood and the tools, and I made this myself, and it kind of goes up at an angle like this. So I'm a guitarist. I'm a programmer. I'm not a woodsman or whatever you call those people who make stuff out of wood. I'll show you where I put each one of these. So the first one I put right in between here, between my tuner and my compressor. And then I have one, so that one's kind of hard to see the angle, but the angle definitely came in handy there. It just barely fit, actually. Actually, this is the only one that is a little bit wiggly, but the other ones fit like a glove. So right here between my compressor and my Tube Screamer, you would think that, this is like straight. You can plug them in straight across, but the angle between this input is just a little bit higher than this input, and it makes all the difference in the world. You can't use a straight plug. And so before I was using this, and I had these cheap PV patch cables, which I'll keep around just in case in the future, but they're not my first choice. I got a 10-pack of these for basically $10, probably. So they're worth $1 a piece, and they bend easily, they stay in place like this, and they're just not very high quality. You can just tell by feeling them. They're not very high quality. So I wanted to replace them with something good. So I had those in their place, and I still actually have one right here, which I will replace with this, which is actually much higher quality. This is lava cable, and in any case, I have so here's a good example of the other kind, the non-angled sort. So here's two Electro-Harmonix pedals. They're made by the same company. They're in the same housing, so obviously their inputs and outputs are going to be in the same spots. And so I was able to use a straight 1/4 inch cable to connect these two guys. With this one, I wanted to use my new angled ones, but I couldn't because the plug over here prevented me. So that brings me to number 3, which is between my MXR Blue Box and my Boss DS1 distortion. And so you can see up here is the input for the distortion, and down here is the output of the Blue Box. So that's where the angle comes in. So there's a bit of an angle here. So that's why this is helpful. Where else? And so doing that, you just with those three connections, those 3 patches right there, just with that gave me this much extra room. So just like I thought, it's about as much room as a small pedal would actually consume. So I could actually probably, stick a small pedal right here in this space. Okay, so here between the Phase 90 and my Neoclone chorus, right? So the housing for MXR's boxes, the MXR stomp boxes. So here's an MXR Blue Box. Here's an MXR Phase 90. And here even the sub machine, right? They all put their outputs in the same place. The outputs for the MXRs and the Electro-Harmonix pedals are very similar. You think they're the same size, they are not. The input on the Electro-Harmonix is lower than the output on the MXR. So I can't use a straight connector. I needed to put an angle connector here. Here I've got a chorus going into a phaser. It's the same brand, so I was able to do a straight one. And where does that end up taking me to? Okay, that takes me to my rainbow machine, which is really cool. And then let's take a look at the effects loop. So that was number 4, and number 5 went here in my effects loop. So you can see here I have this Digitech delay, which is really cool, but the Avalanche Run is going to be cooler. So these two housings look so similar. It looks like you can fit a straight connector like this between them, and in fact you actually can, but the problem is if you were to do that, this one here in the middle would be just sort of seesawing back and forth. It's not the best situation. So the height difference is just great enough so that if I were to plug a right angle connector into it, it would just kind of be, this one would be sort of leaning this way, like tilting like that way. So that's where this one came into play. And so I was able to free up one. This is a nice long one. 1, 2, right? So this is a crappy patch cable. So I was able to get one crappy patch cable out of the mix, one long patch cable out of the mix. Let's see, wait, 1, 2, 3 crappy patch cables came out of the mix, one long patch cable came out of the mix, and now I've freed up one quality patch cable. And maybe I can undo this. I still have some lava cable, the actual cable itself. So if I'm able to undo this and cut another length of cable, I might be able to create a whole new cable without having to buy a new ring tip and backing for it, in case I need it. Or I could just reuse this one right here that I already made for for short connections like this. So I've got myself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 patch cables just saved. So yeah, these things are really cool. Definitely get one. So new gear day, I have got one last piece of new gear to show you. This is the one I've been waiting for all night. It is an Earthquaker Devices Avalanche Run. Okay, so we got an Avalanche Run in the mail today. So I love Earthquaker Devices. Their packaging is always so beautiful. And now I think I have 4 of these stickers. How many Earthquaker Devices do I actually have? Let's count them together. Let's count them upside down. There's the Rainbow Machine. There's the Interstellar Orbiter. Behind me, see that little sack right there? That's a spatial delivery in that little, this little sack right here. This guy. And now we are unboxing the Avalanche Run. So I've got a Rainbow Machine, Interstellar Orbiter, Spatial Delivery, and Avalanche Run. And so awesome, comes with a little instruction manual. Their manuals are usually pretty helpful. And it starts out with, hey buddy. Oh, they call me buddy. Cool, I'm their buddy. You're my pal. And then of course, their catalog for spring 2017. Oh, what do we have here? So this is something that I have not yet gotten from Earthquaker Devices. It comes with a center negative 9-volt power adapter. So none of their pedals come with battery supply. So they're all powered by an external battery pack. So I don't have, obviously I have like 20 pedals here. So I don't use wall warts like this. I use something like an isolated power supply like this one, along with a daisy chain actually to power all my pedals. So, but I'm really happy they gave me this because I actually don't have enough power supplies to power all my pedals now. So they always come in these nice little burlap. I don't know if this is burlap, but these nice little sacks, these nice cloth sacks. So, what else is in the box? Well, before we get to the actual pedal, let's check out what else is in the box. It's a pick. It's a black one. Last time I got a red one, but the other ones were black, so they've been consistent. Dude, I love these picks. Honestly, if I could just buy their picks on their own, I would do that because their picks are pretty fucking sweet. They feel good. They feel better than most picks. I really like Fender picks, but for some reason these picks feel really good to play with. So I'm glad I got another one of these. So let's go ahead and put it in the pile of Earthquaker picks. And if I ever run out, I got a prescription for picks right there. Okay, back to Avalanche Run. All right, let's go ahead and unbox this sucker. So let's open her up. And gently just sort of pull her out. Let's go ahead and pull her out of here. Ooh, oh my God, she's gorgeous. Oh, she is a looker. Look at this. Look at the quality. It's sort of, does it sparkle? No, it doesn't sparkle, but it's got this sort of sheen to it. It's just a beautiful device. You know, it's made for you to stomp your feet on it, but you don't want to. These are handmade in Akron, Ohio. All Earthquaker devices are. Which one did I get? I got number 3,376. Damn. My Interstellar Orbiter is number 500 and something. So it's really cool when you get like, you know, it's hand numbered and you get the one that's like under 1,000. But hey, number 3,376, only 3,000 people. Only like, I don't know how many people actually have these. But I'm the 3,376th person to have them. That's pretty damn awesome, I think. So anyway, let's, before we get into the demo, let's take a look. I'll actually just tell you what all this stuff does, and then I'll show you what it does. Let's feel the actual, okay. So this is a soft push knob. There's no clicking on this one, on the tap button. Same with the activate button. We have a switch in the middle. So the 3 modes you could put this in are reverse, normal, and swell mode. And so reverse is exactly what it says. Normal mode is a normal delay, and swell is like you're turning the volume up as with each note, which is pretty cool. It has an input for an expression pedal. I don't have an expression pedal, but if I did, I could choose which function of the delay would be controlled by the expression pedal. So if you had an expression pedal, you can go ahead and like control the time of the delay, for instance, just by going, you know, back and forth on the expression pedal. So because I'm not using this with an expression pedal, this knob is moot. There's no use for it. It's not going to really do anything. Then here, so this whole bottom row is for the reverb, and the top row is for the delay. So decay is basically how reverby you want your reverb to be. So how much reverbness do you want? You know, do you want it to sound like you're in a huge cavern, or do you want it to sound like you're in a small room? You know, you decide with decay. Mix is how much will it, you know, how much do you want to mix in with your actual dry signal? So normally you don't want to, you know, blend it normally, right? Normal people would not do all reverb. They wouldn't mix in the reverb 100% with their dry signal, so that you can differentiate the actual attack from the echo that you hear. But you could, with this mix knob, you can go ahead and turn it all the way up, and doing that would make it sound like nothing but reverb is going on. And here you can, these are subdivisions of notes, so you can go ahead and tap in a tempo, and then once you've done that, you can decide that you want to play quarter notes, or you know, I don't know, 30-second notes, eighth notes. You can subdivide the actual tempo that you put in there, which is pretty awesome. That's a great feature for a delay to have, because first of all, tap tempo isn't the most accurate thing, and second, if you have a sort of, you know, a gradual knob like this, you don't know, you can't quite tell, you know, where you're at. You can't be as fine-tuned as this, right? You can't get the granularity of oh, I definitely want a 30-second note, or, you know, they usually don't provide you as many options. My Digitech Obscura delay provides you with, you can pick quarter notes, half note, I think it's quarter, eighth, 30-second, maybe half. You think you get like 4 choices, you know, 4 at the most. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different subdivisions of notes that you can pick, and you don't have to fiddle around with a screw, with a knob, trying to, you know, find just the right one. All right, up here, these are your delay controls. Time, basically how long it's going to listen before it starts repeating. So this goes from 600 milliseconds to 2 seconds is your time. So down here, that's 600 milliseconds, and this is a full 2 seconds. Or, you know, I might have that wrong. It might go from 0 to 2000 milliseconds. So from 0 to 2 seconds. I forget. I apologize for the yowling. That's my cat. She really wants to come in here. These are the repeats. You can get this thing to self-oscillate if you put the repeats all the way up. Meaning, it will basically, like, you hit a note, you stop playing, and it will just keep repeating off of itself. It'll just feed the loop back into itself and repeat that same thing over and over and over again. So you can basically get like infinite repeats with this thing. So down here would be like, you know, no repeats, a few repeats. But this is like off. The delay is off. Or yeah, the delay is off if you put it here. And with the decay, the reverb is off if you put it here. So then you get more and more repeats. And then put it all the way up here, and you have infinite repeats, which gets annoying. Tone, the tone of the repeats, so you can get real clean, crisp repeats, or you can get kind of darker repeats. The only thing this thing doesn't have that my Obscura does have is modulation. So it won't sound like a tape delay, unfortunately. But whatever, dude. It has a lot of cool features on it. Way more cool features. And then here's the mix. So anything past 3 o'clock is all wet signal, and anything below you're mixing dry and wet signal together. Yeah, so in theory you could have all of your signal just be delayed. So everything coming out of your amplifier is the delayed signal, and you don't hear any of the actual notes you play. But then as you turn it down, you hear the note plus the repeats. This, if you're turning it up real far, is that sucks when it's in reverse mode. So this is really great for reverse mode. So you can actually hear the note you play, and then it'll repeat it back in reverse, which is cool. Cool thing about this, if you put it in reverse mode and hold the tap button, the tap tempo button, it'll put it into normal mode temporarily until you release it, which is pretty awesome. It has the option of doing true bypass or buffered bypass, which means tails or no tails. So yeah, that's 13 minutes worth of me talking about the Avalanche Run. How about I play it? Alright guys, now comes the fun part. We're going to actually test this. So, I am going to play. I'm going to play this guy. And while I play, I'm obviously not going to hold the camera. So what I'm going to do is, I've got my whole recording situation set up here. I've got Logic open with my interface, my 2 mics. So we're going to do a demo of the Avalanche Run delay and reverb. Alright guys, so as I promised, I will now demo the Earthquaker Devices Avalanche Run delay pedal. And so I've been playing around with this a little bit before I made this video, and something interesting I found was that you can put this into buffered non-true bypass mode by holding down the activation switch right here while you're powering it up. But if you do that and your pedal is not in your amp's effects loop, you are likely to get artifacts. You'll get some weird repeats going that were not actually created by you. But in any case, let's hear what this pedal has to offer. That is my clean sound. And now for the, so here's some more of my clean sound. So I'll just do all the pickups, starting with the bridge pickup. Okay, so I'm going to have my Strat, 4th position. Yes, we're going to have neck and middle pickups going at the same time. And let's test this out with just not the delay, the reverb. Let's do just reverb. So I'm going to put the decay up real high. So this is in reverse mode right now. So let me start off in normal mode. In normal mode, sounds like we're in a big, huge cavern. Some delay in the mix. crazy stuff there. Let's turn the repeats down so it's not self-oscillating. Let's put it into reverse mode. That's reverse mode. Hold down the tap tempo button and it goes back into regular mode. It's mess. Reverse mode is the most fun. messing with the repeats and stuff makes it sound cool. So that was fun. Let's tap a tempo in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's use swell mode. I bet that'll sound just swell. Now that's a cool sound. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So let's go pretty wet with the mix. you.